Hey everyone, it's me, Hyper again. Obviously this is a second video, when you may be thinking, well, why is he uploaded a qualifying race different spots? Well, unfortunately, I've realised SharePlay only allows for videos of 60 minutes. And the 35 lap race, even though the laps are just over a minute themselves, they're still not that great. And I really don't want to try and squeeze it in all into one video. So, it's been separated. And that is the end of that. Some people have actually stated information from what I've seen. I think Ace Speed didn't get off the line. I believe at least. So, that's why he's there. But everyone else has stated information. Tibson has gone a bit far ahead from everyone else. And was actually at 8 seconds at one point. But I believe that's just Tibson being Tibson, and you know, even though he is technically the leader, he has done what he was supposed to do. So yeah, like if the other guys are going slightly slower, then that's all right. But you know, Tibson was the one doing an actual race speed thing. It was a race start. So we are here ready at Canada. Obviously, it's round number 3 today. So if I wasn't talking to my mic earlier, I've actually realised I had it down a bit. So yeah. But anyway, we are enabling everything. The tyres are up. That's... no, the tyres are up. The telemetry shouldn't be there. Away we go. And it is a good start from the Alpha at the back there, I believe. As Jonas overtakes Buttons back. Well, overtakes Buttons back. Crackerjack. RKI up a position, I believe. Oh no, he's not actually. My apologies. It's been a alright start there. There's a massive dive bomb from what it looks like there as Swanee's out on the grass. I think the order stayed pretty much as it is. I don't really think anyone's made a position so far. Oh yes, Buttons back and Colin have both gone up a position. Obviously Ace Speed's tyres at the moment being the worst ones, as here we have RKI on BJ. BJ telling RKI he's slow, but RKI is currently the fastest driver on tyres that aren't the softs. So, I have to bear that in mind. Swanee's also gone for the hard strategy. So even though he's quite a ways behind, he still thinks he can pull that off, and I am very, very delighted to see that he's trying it. Obviously, he tried it in Bahrain last time out. We know how that went. Did I just see a crash from Mansell's back? Nope. But what I am seeing is Mansell's back trying his best to get back past Bazooka Joe. Meanwhile, down here, Racing Maestro very, very close to the rear end of Ace Speed. Obviously, that's the fight for 11th place. So it doesn't really matter in overall scheme of things as Ace Speed gets on the grass, but it's still an important battle to look at nonetheless. As we move back up the field now to see Bazooka Joe just trying to get back in on Black Phoenix. The gap's 4 tenths. See, Bazooka Joe is on these faster tyres in theory, but Black Phoenix, as we know, current championship leader with 51 or 2 points. Obviously, I haven't done the actual standings yet, so I can't tell you that. But he is the current championship leader. Ace Speed's actually overtaken Colin here, and Colin has dropped back as well. And this could be Para overtaking Racing Maestro here. I don't want to see them going too wide. I really hope they don't. They have. BJ's got off 3-second time for corner casting. Ooh, Racing Maestro kept his nose in there, and that scared the living daylights out of me. DRS is now enabled, of course. As it's Canada, we have the 3 DRS sections. Personally, I'm not happy with it being 3. And I'm not sure how I feel about the main straight having DRS, but don't know if it's really useful. But that's a story for another day. Obviously, most drivers here will have DRS, as Colin's gone down 2 positions. Bloody hell, Colin is not having a good day. He's now even overtaken by Swanee here. So, poor Colin. Have to say that. As we can see, though, there will be some DRS used by RKI here. He's the closest man to the guy in front of him. We might be able to see up front as well. Jonas trying to make a move on Tibson for the lead. But actually, can't see that. But what I want to see is I want to see RKI trying to overtake BJ here. As Jonas sets the fastest lap with the help of DRS. RKI not making the move, actually holding back for now. Really putting making BJ think he's comfortable here. But we all know that BJ is not comfortable. I wouldn't be if I had a Toro Rosso named RKI down my gearbox. The Racing Maestro has a 3-second penalty, so does Swanee. 3 drivers already with 3-second penalties. Canada corner casting is strict. And I can confirm that. Obviously, I will remind you that Mansell's back is getting time penalties for this race, as he wasn't here last race. As for time penalties that we give out at Bahrain, they will be given for today's race. Even if, you know, the results don't really change, they will still be given out. Because that's just how things work here. We do things in fairness. As RKI has finally overtaken BJ. And I can assure you, BJ will be hoping he never actually said those words. And oh my gosh, ace speed with that corner cut. The dive there with the corner cut. Not the cleanest of moves, I won't lie. But anyway, sticking with the action, Mansell's back with a 3-second time penalty currently. See quite a bit of corner cutting. He's got very, very close though to ace speed. Don't think he'll get him on the straight, and from the looks of it, no, he won't. Which means we're going to go back to our leaders, Tibson and Jonas, currently fighting it out. And as it's lap 5, we are 1/7 of the way through the race. Meaning it's time to go look at position changes, and the best race has actually been from power plays. Nobody's been overtaking. And that's all changed here, hasn't it? That has all changed there, as Jonas has just got the lead. Jonas up into first. Tibson down to second. Button's back, also up here fighting for the lead too. It's a very, very good fight as Racing Maestro overtakes Swanee. But as you can tell, Black Phoenix, our current championship leader, closing in on BJ. So Black Phoenix is on the hards, but he's got a bit of competition from the rest of the field. Definitely think Canada's not one of his strong tracks. I know, why would you go on the hards to start off with? I mean, maybe if you wanted to try and do a one-stop, but again, I think Canada isn't possible for one-stop from softs to mediums, but you could possibly... Actually, no, you can't even take soft to hards. As Button's back. You know what? I'm giving him credit for that. That was a good move. And if he can hold this on Tibson here, and Tibson clearly has DRS. Actually, they both have DRS. Oh, Button's back. Just has to back out. Tibson gets the position, but we can see here that they are side by side going down this main straight. And Button's back, just forced to let off there as Tibson keeps the position. Mansell's back into the pits along with Ace Speed and Colin. Ace Speed on to mediums. Colin also joining him on the mediums. Mansell back, I believe, will probably be doing the same. Meanwhile, BJ has just a 3-second penalty again for multiple warnings. Canada's track limits are brutal. I can tell you that. I can tell you that because I know that. As here we go. Is there about to be a McLaren dive bomb? No, there's not. Black Phoenix just keeping off BJ slightly here. You know, he's really trying to make that move. BJ chooses to decide to defend. Almost looks like he hits Black Phoenix, but luckily I don't think he does. As Black Phoenix just able to get past the Renault with ease. Meanwhile, Button's back, obviously into the pits. Is this for a nose change? I don't believe so. Nope, he is just going on to the medium tyres. So it is Jonas versus Timpson at this current point in the race. BJ also onto the hards. That could be interesting, I have to admit. A speed, I guess a 3-second time penalty. So the current gaps to the leaders, well, Max is 42 seconds from Mansell's back, but for someone like Black Phoenix, he is in a very good position, only 4.6 seconds behind, and he can still gain. The two leaders need to really think about the fact that Black Phoenix is on hard, and has the possibility of really doing a lot of damage to them. In comparison though, RKI can also do a lot of damage. He's just got to try and keep himself in front of Black Phoenix as much as he can. As Jonas is off into the pits, so is Crackerjack, I believe. Which does mean Black Phoenix is up to third, RKI up to second, and Bazooka Joe into fourth. Crackerjack, I don't know if he had something wrong there, but yeah. As everyone seems to be making overtakes here, and we're actually on the wrong person to be watching it. But no, Jonas has just kept himself out in front of Racing Maestro. Button's back fighting with Swanee here for position. So this is quite a good battle. We've already had our first few pit stops as Jonas is down positions here. No, it's Mansell's back. Sorry, Mansell's back. Racing Maestro and Jonas all must have had a collision. I was unfortunately unable to see it. I would have loved to, as I'm sure it would have been a very cool collision, but it looks like they have been royally messed up, as I don't want a front view of Jonas. I want to a rear view. I want to see his wing because I want to see if it's damaged at all. Doesn't look to be. I know BJ's is fine, and Racing Maestro's looks okay. Button's back also has his wing intact. So as for who's come up best after these current stops, it does look to be Button's back at this point in time. But obviously people still have to go in the pits. But Button's back also back into the pits as well, probably for a wing change. So BJ overtaking Racing Maestro as well. BJ doing well on these hards, I have to admit. As Jonas also went into the pits. Mansell's back with a 3-second time penalty again. So Timpson's taken his tyres quite a long way. 10 laps on softs is pretty decent, I have to admit. And considering now Jonas is right at the back, you definitely can't oversee Timpson getting a podium at least here, if not a win. Meanwhile, Racing Maestro looking quite slow on these mediums here. I'm not sure if it's just the fact that they've gone on for so long, but he's not looking good on them at all. He's had a little bump with Crackerjack there, which has unfortunately screwed Crackerjack up quite a bit. Paraplays and Buttons back also fighting each other here for 12th position. Ooh, Buttons back just going into the back of Paraplays as Racing Maestro is finally into the pits. I think he's going onto the hards, probably to the end of the race. Everyone currently on hards apart from Black Phoenix. Looks to be, apart from Black Phoenix and Swanee, looks to be going to the end. As Buttons back obviously made a big mistake there, in my opinion. But speaking about big mistakes, I don't know what's happened to Timpson here, but he has just lost his pace, as I can't see anything but Black Phoenix making this overtake. The man on mediums, currently in the lead, RKI, and the boy on hards, being Black Phoenix, well, now up into second. So it is a RKI first, Black Phoenix second, Bazooka Joe up into third. Tibson puts on the hards and looks to be coming out. Well, he'll be out just behind Swanee, surely. Actually, nope, he will. Right. Oh, Crackerjack with the fastest lap. He'll be out just in front of Swanee, actually. Whilst BJ's holding out the man who just got fastest lap. Sounds like a BJ thing to do. I'm not going to lie. As what's happened here, is it just me or has Mansell's back come out of nowhere and overtaken both Buttons back and Power Plays? And who's that? It's Jonas getting on the action as well. There is a four-way fight for 1 point here. With Power Plays being the maestro of this. Buttons back with a 3-second time penalty. I did just want to look to see if this move could be made though from Crackerjack. Is he going to dive it down the inside? No, he stayed out of it, but I'm sure he'll get it on the DRS. RKI into the pits now. Probably going mediums to hards. I wouldn't suggest any other strat if you started on the mediums. You're kind of stuck in your options in all fairness. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. Oh no, who is it? It's F1 Mansell's back, as he is now back into last position. RKI onto the softs. Oh my. Oh, it's probably going soft, medium, soft, but... Oh, BJ's just got the position back from Crackerjack. And they're still stuck in this cycle of them two just fighting each other. RKI though, only 3 tenths behind Tibson. So we've definitely done well, I'd say. Maybe overstayed his welcome on the medium tyres. As why can I not just get good camera angles, like a helicopter view or something, as Mansell's back into the pit lane and putting on the soft tyres. Crackerjack looking to go around the outside of BJ here. With Swanee just in front of them though, BJ will have DRS. So will Crackerjack. Bazooka Joe gets some time penalties, and Buttons back has been overtaken by Power Plays as they have a freeway fight. Black Phoenix down into second place, as I'm actually looking at the wrong fight here. BJ with a 3-second time penalty. BJ's looking to make a move on Swanee. Crackerjack looking to make a move on BJ. RKI overtaking Tibson, but being just behind Black Phoenix, who's now on to the mediums. Black Phoenix clearly making that two-stop strat. Same as both RKI and Tibson. Well, it seems probably just RKI. Tibson could possibly go to the end. I'm not sure they'll task near 23 laps, but hey, if they can, they can, and I know he'll make them go. So, yeah. Meanwhile, BJ looking to dive it on Swanee. You can't go too wide there, sons. You can't go too wide there. One of you had to back out there, and unfortunately, Swanee was on the receiving end of that and has lost 2 positions from it. BJ was in enough room and was side by side of him. It was anyone's fair fight. So I'm sorry, Swanee, if you query that as an incident. I don't think I could help you there. As that one, I can definitely query is Crackerjack's not done well enough, as RKI sets the fastest lap of the race, but mainly probably because Black Phoenix just went into the pits, and yeah. Crackerjack gets repassed BJ, now forced round the outside. The boy in the Renault on the hards, fighting for his dear life against the man who's on the mediums. Oh, there's contact. There's contact between the two. BJ's still alive. I mean, somehow. They were driving ballsy. They went ballsy. So I just, yeah. Swanee though, currently taking his hards, 14 laps so far. It takes him to about lap 17, he's gone halfway. I'm expecting him to go to about lap 20, where I'm presuming he'll change onto the mediums. Swanee's just the kind of guy to do that. Maybe lap 21 as well. But as we are 3/7 of the way through this race, and yes, I am using the 7ths because I'm a lad, we can see that Bazooka Joe is finally going into the pits. He's probably going on to the hards. Black Phoenix for the fastest lap now. And the gap to the leader at most is a 1 minute 10 from Mansell's back. But for the rest of the pack, it's 36 seconds as Crackerjack has completely spun it on the main straight. I don't believe that was BJ's fault. I was looking, but I didn't really see contact between BJ and Crackerjack. I'm hoping there wasn't contact. I definitely hope. I was like, I didn't see any. As we can see, Crackerjack's doing a Vettel here. Not exactly taking track limits into his best interest, shall I say. I mean, not many people do care about track limits, do they? As Collins just let F1 buttons back past. And sometimes races like Colin are just a very nice thing to have in a league. You know, they accept when they're racing people who will be overtaking them, and then they just fall back a bit, but still have them help them with things like DRS. You know, sometimes you just need someone like that. Someone just to boost you up a bit, boost your confidence, you know. Also, racing with faster players actually does get players faster, and that's been proven at times, so, you know, for Colin it's all just a learning experience, really. Same as everyone. As here's the battle for a point again. Loving this battle so far. It is, well, it's not the best. I think the best has definitely been Crackerjack, Bazooka Joe. Sorry, not Bazooka Joe. Crackerjack, BJ, and Swanee. But as you can see, Crackerjack into the pits, on to the softs. Which means this is no longer a fight for a point, it's a fight for 2 points. Possibly could be 3 points. There's one thing I've actually never seen in a league, someone get 3 points. Like, I've seen someone get 2 points, and I've seen someone get 9, 11, 13, 16, 19, and 26. But you never see anyone get 2 points, 5 points, or 7 points. Like, obviously being including fastest lap. It's just something you don't see. I don't know if anyone's noticed that, or it's just me being me. As Bazooka Joe here, very, very close and personal with Swanee. I mean, I don't get close and personal with Swanee, but even I don't get this extreme as Bazooka Joe. As he is side by side with the Red Bull, the Alpha looking like a very, very strong car this season, as it's got one driver in third, one driver in fifth, and they are doing very, very nicely. And I actually think Bazooka Joe, after making that move on Swanee, wants to get back at BJ. I mean, who doesn't want to get back at BJ, but still. I think everyone's got a vendetta against BJ. Big rip BJ. So we're going to stick with Bazooka Joe in an actual good camera angle for once. Oh, of course, we get a really bad one when I just say, there's a good camera angle. You know, I'm just going to stop making silly things up. So, why would you care about this when he's on a man? Why would you care about the guy behind him when he's actually further back than the guy in front of him is forward? Ugh, never mind. BJ's looking a bit dodgy here. He seemed to have had a worse exit than Bazooka Joe. As he looks to be moving around a bit. As Bazooka Joe has just gone around the outside. He's had to cut the corner there as BJ went very, very deep. Don't think it really affected Bazooka Joe, but he has got the position over BJ. Ace Speed now into the pits for the second time this race. As Mansell's back is still trying to catch up to Para. I'm finding this very, very amusing. I think Swanee's got his first penalty of the race as well here. As Crackerjack also gets another one. Ace Speed coming out the pits. Crackerjack just crossing the start-finish line. Going, actually, oh, go watch Button's back. He's very, very close to Para Plays here. And I just saw a blue flag for some reason, but there are no leaders. As Button's back, looking around the outside, not going to make the move just yet. Yeah, he's keeping his calm, waiting just to make the right move on Para. I really think that's the best thing to do around a track like Canada, is as much as you want to push. You know that there's so many DRS sections, you have to get them in a point where you know that you'll be able to keep in front of them at the next DRS section, and the next one, and the next one after that. As Button's back, Rick just did make a really good overtake, I have to admit. As who should we go and watch now? BJ has lost a bit of time to Bazooka Joe. Swanee has done his 19 laps. Jonas with a 3-second time penalty here. That can confirm Black Phoenix is here. So he's lapped one person so far this race. Crackerjack with the fastest lap of the race. Bloody hell, Crackerjack. Go on, my son. After a minute, this is only a race full of penalties. Well, from the game, because of how tight these track limits are. I feel like Canada's one of the tracks the Codemasters just didn't get right enough. I mean, I don't really believe they've done it justice, because the orange parts of the curbs you are kind of allowed to touch, but Codemasters are like, nah. There's Crackerjack here, moving up into 11th place, with Racing Maestro going wheel to wheel with him, but the Mercedes overpowering the Red Bull, as it should be, and the Ferrari, both with Ferrari behind, as it should be. No bias here at all. It's obviously a joke, because, you know, everyone knows the Red Bull should be behind Ferrari at times, most of the time. I just smiled then. Don't know why you need to know that, but yeah, I just smiled. Crackerjack's not in the top 10, but does have the fastest lap, so, you know, it's good for him. He just needs to get another position, and then he's got fastest lap for the whole race. Meanwhile, I believe this could be the lap that Swanee is going in. I would just like to check, though. And by check, I mean, let's go to Swanee Cam. Oi, Swanee, you going in this lap? I'll take that as a yes. No. No, he's not going in. He is not going in. Repeat. Not box, 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 box. Not box, box. Oh, Colin. Hello, what's happened here then? He's just seemed to have let Racing Maestro and Ace Speed through here. But speaking about Ace Speed, I think Ace Speed has got enough speed to get Racing Maestro here, surely. But Crackerjack's running in for the top 10. Oh, Racing Maestro going very, very close to the inside there. That will give him another penalty in due course. Let's see that. Wow, corner cutting. Being as extreme as it is. I have to say, well done to Colin for taking his mediums 15 laps. You don't see any normal man doing that, but Colin is no ordinary man. Colin is Colin. And Colin deserves respect. Oh dear. Oh, Ace Speed hitting Racing Maestro there. Oh, and Colin as well. Oh, Ace Speed's left the session. Clearly not happy with that. I can confirm that now that Ace Speed's out, that's classed as a DNF. But Racing Maestro got punted by Ace Speed and, well, ended up behind Colin. Fortunately, I think Colin's win was broken as well from that. I'm not too sure. I mean, if it was, to be fair, he's taken these mediums 15 laps. But Mansell's back in out of the pits now, onto some fresh medium tyres. As we can see there, I believe that's Para Plays or Crackerjack, or at least one of the two. who would have been coming back in. But anyway, Ace Speed's AI is in the pits, but that doesn't really matter. And it's done on the 12 lap old mediums. Smart AIs. Now who should we go and watch? I think we'll go and watch Swanee just to see if Swanee goes onto the pits this lap. And it's lap 24 and he's taken his mediums 22 laps. Technically 23, but yeah. And he's taking them another one. Swanee, you have another pair of tyres. Please, man. Please. Just pit. Just pit. I didn't mean new power, I meant Swanee. For goodness sake. You know, when you say pit to someone, it means pit, please. I don't know what's happened to Tibson, but he's somehow gained a lot of pace recently. Like, is it just me, or was RKI like really far in front? I just set 1:14.4 in all fairness, so whilst Tibson's actually just set a 1:13.2, so yeah, Tibson is gaining. And RKI on those old soft tyres definitely coming in next lap. Well, if I was him, I would at least. Right, 12 laps on the softs. You just don't do that. As Racing Maestro re-overtakes Colin now. Both of them have taken their tyres very, very long. Colin, 17 laps on the mediums. I mean, bloody hell. Just how do you do it, son? How do you do it? So, as for position changes, this race, Swanee's up the most. Down the most, though, is, well, is Crackerjack, -6, but it should be a good comeback for him. So Swanee, the only person without a stop yet. Ace Speed and, well, Mansell's back technically, the only person with 3 stops. There's a few with 1 stops in the middle as well. But Swanee, the only person with no stops, and it's done. We've done 25 laps, and it's looking quite overcast here. And if I'm thinking this is right, I think this is rain. I think rain is coming. And that's why these guys are staying out. Because they are predicting rain. And I don't know, I don't have the live chat, so I don't have anyone to spoil it for me, but I think there's going to be rain. And I seriously think it's going to come out lap 28. Lap 29 maybe. And I can't be certain obviously, but still. Could be rain. As Ace Speed has just apologised to Racing Maestro for the incident that happened between the two of them. So, well, that's very nice of him. As Jonas is 4 tenths behind Swanee here. Obviously, Jonas has taken his hard 16 laps. Swanee's done 25 and still hasn't gone in the goddamn pits. You know, Swanee's been the race that angers me all season. As I just don't want him to go in the pits. Oh, there's contact, there's contact. I have to say, I need to have a look at that. Lap 26, lap 27 actually. Jonas making contact on RKI. Not RKI, Swanee, sorry. As RKI goes into the pits. And I believe like, it's a stupid idea, it did go into the pits, but he's done 13 laps on some blimmin' softs. And then goes into mediums. Like, do you not have an extra pair of softs at all? Like, why would you go that long on softs when you're going on to mediums? You extend a soft run to go on to softs. You don't extend it to go on the better top, to go on to mediums for 8 laps. You do it the other way around. Like, ugh. Like, why? You just... why? Oh well. It's his decision, not mine. I am not him. But I'm resuming Tibson and Bazooka Joe will be going to the end on their tyres. Black Phoenix has got 8 laps left to go. I am not sure if he can take his tyres to the end. I'm really not sure. I know Crackerjack will have to pit again. That's more or less undoubtable. And Swanee needs to pit at least once, so he will pit someone. And I know BJ's awful with tyre wear, so I'm surprised he's even still alive at this point. But unless there is rain coming and these guys are just expecting it at some point. Yep, there's rain. I saw it. Rain droplets. There are rain droplets. RKI has screwed himself over. There's rain. This is what Black Phoenix was waiting for. This is what Bazooka Joe, this is what Tibson, this is what everyone was waiting for. They knew there was going to be rain, and they've got rain. And that is the mad dash to see who's going into the pits. I think, you know, apart from the fact that Swanee's done 27 laps on mediums, hard, sorry, and really could have just done with like 2 sets of mediums. I have to say, I think he did his strategy best. As Bazooka Joe messing up on his hards. RKI up a position, but Bazooka Joe back with the re-overtake. RKI just not having a straight line of speed in comparison to Bazooka Joe here. And DRS I don't think is disabled, so I still think he's activated. I will need to check. Nope, DRS is not activated unless Bazooka Joe has it. As they both go into... you don't want to see people going to the World Champions, as Racing Maestro is the first man to come out on Inters a bit too early, if I'm being honest. But we can see RKI and Bazooka Joe just fighting in the background. If I do just look at my screen, we can definitely see clear raindrops. As there's Racing Maestro letting the guys in front pass. Jonas though closing in up on BJ. I said that just as he loses the 10th to BJ, but still. He then regains the 10th. I mean, if there wasn't rain this race, A, I know Black Phoenix would have chosen a different strategy, but B, I definitely think Tibson could have won it and should have won it. But as we can see, there is rain. Only at some portions of the track though. Like, it's definitely not heavy enough. DRS is still active, so really Racing Maestro just kind of screwed his own race. But you can definitely see the rain. With 5 laps left to go, is it worth pitting in? Or is it worth just trying to survive it? Well, Bazooka Joe's trying to survive it and it's not going well for him, I can tell you that. I will just check Black Phoenix's lap times in comparison to what he's been setting already. Down to 1:13.2s. Tibson also doing around about the same lap times, so I'm guessing the rain isn't really affecting anyone at this point. As there goes DRS for Buttons back. This is probably the most useless straightforward DRS. Because by the time it works, you're already at the end. As Racing Maestro's retired. And Zumantel's back letting Crackerjack past. He should be here somewhere. Racing Maestro. And yep, he's here. That's where he crashed. And that is unfortunate. That should be bringing out a safety car. Ooh! BJ completely clipping the wall there, I believe. And now, oh, Mounts is back also ghosting through, but all these guys into the pits for wets. Well, intermediates in all fairness, but for new tyres. That has not helped BJ at all. Oh, crack. So Swanee's gone into softs, BJ's gone into mediums, Buttons back's gone into inters. strategists, are you all Ferrari in disguise? It's only one of you smart here. And I have a feeling it's not the team Let's Yellow. And DRS hasn't been confirmed to be disabled yet. But Racing Maestro out the race, obviously in 13th, there's a speed left. Swanee in 8th place, closing in on Para plays. Swanee took his tyres very well, but only going 5 or 6 laps, well, only going 4 laps in all fairness, on softs just isn't really good enough, if I'm being honest. As Tiverton gets another time penalty, but he is closing in on Black Phoenix. However, it's just not quick enough. As Max is back into the pit lane. You can see here the rain is coming down quite heavy. This time I don't believe there was DRS being activated. Or either that or I just didn't get the notification for it. Tim's on another time penalty, dear lord. At this rate he'll be behind RKI without time penalties he's guessing. Oh, and there goes 20 with a time penalty. See, even just a slight clip of the grass and you got a time penalty. It's pretty stupid. Crackerjack's done 15 laps on softs. Somebody explain to this man that you can't take the softs for almost double their lifespan. I mean, you can, because he's clearly doing it and he's in 6th. But you can't be doing that. Can somebody please get this man some help? He needs some milk. That's just a pause there for the audience to know that, for the audience to like boo, basically. So yeah, you were free to boo there. Bazooka Joe over 3-second time penalty. It looks like most people are kind of out of this situation at this point. The rain really not going to affect Black Phoenix or Tiverton unless one of them crash. The RKI obviously went back into the pits just for some mediums. Kind of in 3rd. Bazooka Joe 4th. Jonas going very deep in 5th. Taking this hard, 23 laps. Can't be so Crackerjack though has taken his softs 22 laps. Not 22 laps, like 16 laps. I don't know where I got 22 from. It looks like everyone who's currently on the intermediates may be having a poor race so far. But as we can see, Swanee's closing in on Crackerjack. And he's gained about 6 seconds, I believe, in the last lap or so. I will just check on the timesheet. Crackerjack has been setting 118s and 17s. Swanee, though, only the 115s and 14s. And now he's closing in rapidly. Same as BJ on Para. Luckily for Para, though, I believe, well, 1, BJ has penalties, but 2, Black Phoenix may come and lap them before BJ has time to really get past. Swanee just overtakes Crackerjack. I don't really think Crackerjack will have problems with his teammate, but you never know. But speaking of his teammate's doing well to defend the Aussie. And speaking about the Aussie, here he goes down the inside. And he made the move, and to be fair, he made it quite cleanly as well. I have to respect that when players just, you know, make a very, very clean move, and there's no contact at all. I do like that. As that means less incidents for me. And less incidents for me is a very good thing. Larkin's back, letting that's RKI through. Meaning that I believe Black Phoenix is just behind BJ and Para. So Para will be the last man until Black Phoenix to go across the line. It's a yellow flag in sector 2. I don't know who that is, and I don't really care, honestly. I'm a dick. As Black Phoenix comes across the line in first place, Mansell's back. That's who it was. Simpson comes across the line 21 seconds behind the leader. What? As BJ's even overtaken Crackerjack. Oh dear Lord, Crackerjack. Sorry mate. Oh, even Para's overtaking Crackerjack. Oh, Cracker. RKI confirms third position. Bazooka Joe, on the other hand, will come home in fourth place, having his teammate in second. That's a very good day for Alpha. Jonas Blue, actually Jonas Pink technically, but still, one of the Jonas brothers coming home for a nice little fifth place. I actually don't know what's going to happen between these guys, but Colin confirms 10th as he gets points. Dustin's back 11th, Ace Speed in 13th. Well, actually, well, as Mantis, technically a leave counts as disqualified, so racing nicely goes off a few positions, but yep, anyway, Swanee in 6th, BJ 7th, Paraplays 5th, 6th, well, okay, so Paraplays, Swanee, BJ, and then it'll be Crackerjack who overtakes BJ on the line. But that's a bit of an exciting race. I have to respect Crackerjack for taking his tyres however many laps he did. I mean, I know at Swanee, but dear Lord, Crackerjack. Like, if I was to make this like a religious thing, Swanee is like Jesus. But then Crackerjack is just God. Because he always bests his own son. I mean, that's a really poor religious thing, but well done to the McLaren driver who won, Black Phoenix. A very good race from him today. Oh, actually, no penalties for him, well done. Simpson second, RKI third, 2 Irishmen on the top podium. Ugh. Bazooka Joe in fourth, again a good day for Alpha. Jonas in fifth, Paraplays in sixth, Swanee seventh, Crackerjack eighth, BJ ninth, Colin in 10th, Dutton's back 11th, and I'm keeping these three the same, more or less. And I'm also going to give my driver of the day today to Paraplays. Even though Swanee did well with his one stop, I believe Para deserves it just a little bit more. So, well done Para, you are my driver of the day today. As for that, I will say thank you all ever so much for watching. I've been your host, and until next time, peace.